I spied for you and lied for you, put myself in mortal danger for you. Everything was supposed to be to keep Lily Potter's son safe. Now you tell me that you have been raising him like a pig for slaughter. These words were spoken by Professor Severus Snape to the headmaster Albus Dumbledore in J.K. Rowling's series Harry Potter. Snape was portrayed as a vicious and malicious character, but in the end he turned out to be a valiant and brave and selfless hero. When I read Harry Potter, I was touched by Snape's strong will to put others before himself, those he cared about. And I looked at him much like a coconut. On the outside, he's tough and blunt, mean-looking, but on the inside, he would do anything to take care of others he cared about, like the sweetness on the inside of the fruit. When we meet people that we look at as mean or scary, do we ever consider the emotional trauma they've endured or the bullying? And do we ever take the time to see their true identity and get to know them? Severus Snape is seen as evil by all the other characters and the readers too until the very end of the series, when the secrets of his past are unearthed and you see how truly heroic he is. In Book 1, he holds grudges and he favors some students over others. And he's suspicious of helping the Dark Lord with evil deeds like taking possession of the Sorcerer's Stone. But in the end, he saves Harry in a dangerous Quidditch match, so it puts your suspicions to rest. In Book 2, he plays a minor role, although his role in the series as a whole is very large. But he attempts to expel several students that don't deserve it, and he's cruel at Dueling Club by pairing kids up that he knows don't get along, just for entertainment for himself. And in this book, he's seen as an antagonist, although not the primary one. In Book 3, he tells Harry, "Your saintly father and his friends played a highly amusing joke on me that could have resulted in my death had he not gotten cold feet at the last moment." This is the first clue of the emotional trauma he's been through, and this is the first time we don't see him as just being bitter, just because he's bitter. He's actually been through things. In Book 4, he accuses students of stealing from his potions collection and threatens them with very dangerous potions. And his dark mark is exposed. So that's when we start to think maybe he really is bad. In Book 5, we see his memories of being bullied, but we also see his love for Lily Potter, which is Harry's mom, and she sticks up for him when Harry's dad bullies him. And at the end of the novel, Albus Dumbledore says, "Some wounds are too deep for healing. I thought Professor Snape could overcome his feelings about your father, but I was wrong." This is the first book Severus Snape is actually humanized and seen less of a villain and more of a victim. And in this one, we learn that he's a member of the Order of the Phoenix, which is a prestigious and noble group that protects innocent people from dark wizards. In Book 6, we see the intellectual side of Snape. He has invented his own spells and can make potions up just by experimenting, which is why he was the potions professor for years and then also the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher. In Book 6, he also kills Albus Dumbledore. So then we're like, so he is bad. We've had this gut feeling, I knew it. But in Book 7, we really see how complex of a character he is. He's the ultimate double agent, and we don't learn of his bravery and valiance until after his death, sadly. But he protected Harry, and every bad thing he had done was planned, even by the victims, with the bad things he did. The victims knew it was going to happen. It was an act to protect Harry, and Snape agreed to it because he loved his mother so much. And we learn that he retired from being a servant of the Dark Lord after Harry's mother's death, so he could turn his life around and make all the mistakes he had made right again. And in the end, we learned that he actually loved Harry because he saw his mother in him. J.K. Rowling once said, "Harry forgives him, as we know from the epilogue. Harry really sees the good in Snape, ultimately. I wanted there to be redemption, and I wanted there to be forgiveness. So Snape seemed to have negative intentions for the majority of the book, especially like in the first one, and then from then on until the very last one. Then we learn how good of a person he really is, and how everything he had done so far was just an act to actually protect those he cared about. And he revealed to be actually tender and loving, but he didn't want others to know that about him because he didn't want to be pitied, and he didn't want to be seen as weak. He wanted to be tough. He killed Dumbledore. He killed other innocent wizards. He did bad things, especially before Harry's mother died. But it was all part of the plan to save more people than had to be voluntarily sacrificed. He was intellectual, kind-hearted, brave, and strong-willed. When I read the Harry Potter series, I was intrigued by Severus Snape's character most because I judged him way too quickly before I knew the whole story. So next time you judge someone that you see as mean, get to know them first. Make sure that they haven't been through things and that there isn't a reason for them to be the way they are. J.K. Rowling said, in the end, he's still the greasy, sour-tempered, sarcastic Snape we always knew him to be. Though he isn't really nice, he's completely set apart from someone like Lord Voldemort by his ability to love. And it's love that redeems him. He might not be someone we'd like to have for a housemate, but if we were waging a war against the dark side, we definitely want him on our side. And that is the end of my speech, but for my citations, I used a source to find the quotes I needed pretty efficiently and quickly. It was a website called Shmoop, like S-H-M-O-O-P. And the rest was just my knowledge, my previous